do you act to get your power back when he comes back because he couldn't replace me? Was out of his league, but way too nice. You don't let him come back, baby, because you're still out of his league and he's going backwards to come find you because he couldn't do any better. And you don't have any power. You still ain't got no power, girl. Your power would have been better if you had somebody else better than him and he saw it. You don't have any power because you did not move on.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel again. In today's video, we're going to be doing a part 2 of what happens when the ghost returns. So he's ghosted you and now he's back. What do you do? Okay, continue to watch for different TikToks of women's opinions and their words of wisdom and their advice on what they would do. That, instead of having to call in an advice column or go ask your bald-headed friend or Google, continue to watch my video for some good TikTok advice.
If they come back, because they always do, if they come back and they basically, you don't want to talk to them anymore because you feel so disrespected, even better, leave them alone. This is your chance to ghost them back.
You want to know how to act when he ghosts you and then comes back, how to reply to him, what to say. Let me tell you a story before I tell you what to say. He's seeing you. You're treating him like a rock star. He's amazing. He's incredible. It's all fairy tales and it's just so juicy and lovely. You're now his fan. He's a rock star. He's starting to think, oh my God, I'm loving myself. I could probably do even better. She's not the be all and end all. There's so many women, many fish in the sea. I'm going to go out and see what I can do. So he ghosts you. He goes out, he does whatever he needs to do. And then, oh my God, he is not all he thought he was. For 2 weeks, he's maybe dated a girl, called another one, went out, and oh my God, his ego needs feeding again, because you're not exactly the right one for him, but you are somebody who makes him feel really good. He's come back and he's texted you, hey babe, how are you? WID, what you doing? What should we doing? So my question to you is this. You're born as you. This is your life. You get to navigate your own story and write your own book. How are you going to reply? Oh my God, hi, I'm so excited to hear from you. Yes, let's hang out because I am so excited to be just like picked 3rd, 4th, 5th, 500th. If you do that, God bless you, do it. I don't mind. But make sure you know your position and your role. Don't complain about it later, because that's the worst thing. If you pick your position and you know your role and then you're complaining about it and asking him all the time why he ghosts you and asking him all this stuff and asking him to act different, why? You're signing up as an adult to this situation. I know what I would do, because I don't really want to play that game and play like 4th, 5th, 6th. I want to be number one to somebody, and somebody's out there who thinks of me as number one. So that's the person I would choose. So if somebody ghosts me, I would understand that they have realized that I am nice to have around, but not the best. So when they come back to me, I'm not going to be angry. I'm not going to write them a soliloquy, a monologue about how rude they are. They're not rude. They just made life choices which I do not necessarily agree with being made on my expense. So how I would act is bored, because it's boring. Who is this person? I'm not going to entertain him. I could say hi back if I want to, but I probably won't want to. You know why? Because I'll be busy doing my own thing, building my own life, living this one life I get. One life. Are you crazy? How should I reply to him? Does it even matter? Does it even matter how you reply to him? I don't know. Reply with a jellyfish emoji, because it really doesn't matter. It's not going to make him think one way or another about you.
I think that's one of those things we have to get over as women, because it really doesn't matter what you say. The results are not going to change. So she definitely is correct with that. And I like her whole situation of think of him as a rock star, because that's how they think of themselves. Like, you can't give them anything without it going to their heads. And then they take that and feel like they can find better. And it's fine to try that. It's just the don't burn the bridge that you might need to cross back over. They don't think before they do stuff. They do not think before they do stuff. You know what? I take that back. They do think. They do think before they do certain things. You were just not important enough for them to have cared. So that's why they still did it anyway. And then double back around and, try to communicate with you again. Are you going to let him do that? Girl.
Here's what you say to somebody when they have over hurt you and end it with you, maybe for somebody else or for whatever reasons, and they try to come back. You say no, thank you. You don't have to literally say it if you don't want to. You can figuratively say it, or you can literally say it. But why would you want somebody that came back? Why would you want somebody that is okay to leave you? If they're okay at the end of the day to walk away from you and risk that you could move on, that you could find somebody else, that you could maybe never want them again. So what? They can go out there, entertain themselves, see what else is out there, keep you up as an option, not as the choice, have you as a back burner option. And then when things get a little tired, maybe it's cuffing season or they don't want to date anymore, well, they know that you're there. And that's why they watch the Instagram stories, and that's why they slide on into the DMs, because they want to test the waters. They want to see if they still have you because they know it's an easier bet. So my advice is if somebody leaves you, you close the door. Don't even entertain it unless they've done extensive therapy, and it usually doesn't happen.
What to do if the person that ghosted you comes back. Now remember, ghosting just isn't that they didn't respond to you for a day or two. We're talking weeks here in between communication and they dropped off the face of this earth out of nowhere. This just recently happened to my friend. She had gone on a few dates with this guy. Everything was seemingly great. She asked him if he wanted to hang out again. She never heard from him again. Fast forward almost a month later, she gets a text from him, "Hey, how are you?" And unbeknownst, she said, "Who is this?" because she genuinely didn't know who it was. After calling him out saying, "I'm not really sure why it is that you're messaging me. I haven't heard from you," his response was, "Sorry, I was just going through some stuff, but I'd still like to meet you." Which is also a gentle reminder that usually people ghost for their own nothing to do with you. And my advice to her was, I would not give this person another chance, and here's why. It's not because shit happens and this guy had to bolt out. It's because this is his preferred communication style. If you can't even just let someone know, hey, I'm going to be off the grid for a week, I'm going through a lot, and I just need a little bit of space, then what makes you think that they're not going to do this again? We can have empathy and compassion for people, but we also want to make sure that they are able to communicate effectively like adults.
She's right. Sometimes people have some things going on, but most of the time they don't, and it's a lie. They'll come back and be like, "Oh, my grandma died," or "Oh, this happened. I had to save somebody from a burning building." It's always a story. Like, don't even get wrapped up in the story. I would even encourage you to not even let him finish the story. Don't listen to the story. The story is not important. The story is not important. I promise it's not.
It's true what they say. They always come back 10 out of 10 every single time. Sometimes it takes them a day, sometimes it takes them a month, sometimes 2 months, sometimes a year, but they always come back. But let me reframe your mind on this one. Hot take, who cares? Of course they came back. You're amazing. It just took them way too long to realize it. That's not cute on their behalf. Like, that's not a good thing. They come back like, "Oh, I really would like blah, 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 blah." Like, spare me, honestly. You know what I mean? It's like you had your chance. You fumbled the ball. I will wait and throw the ball to someone who can actually catch and make a touchdown. The guys that get it, get it. And the guys that don't, won't.
He keeps coming back because obviously he likes you, but your gut feeling keeps telling you that this guy is not good for you. And the thing with men is they have this incredible talent. Once you decide that this time you're really not going to reply because you just know it's not going to bring anything good, they sense it and they insist to get into contact with you until you finally reply. But any reaction of a woman, even if she tells him, "I don't want to speak to you anymore, please never contact me again," is seen by a man as an invitation to keep on pursuing her. Because in his world, it means that she's still there because she's still answering to him. And the thing with men is, ladies, once a man shows you who he really is, believe him. The real reason why this man came back is because you let him come back. The next time this guy comes back, if you really want to set yourself free, all you need to do is simply ignore him.
Whether you're dating or if you're in a relationship and that individual does something called ghosting, or they give you the silent treatment, it's all manipulation. It's all a game. When someone does this, they're actually doing it to break you down and program you to be scared and fearful of them abandoning and leaving you. And that when they do return again after that long period of ghosting you, that you'll be more submissive and you'll just accept and tolerate whatever breadcrumbs and pieces of attention they give you. Meanwhile, when they disappear, they're out in the streets doing whatever with whoever. You know, they're still disrespecting you even while they're ghosting. When that individual returns back into your life, you are to be gone. You don't even owe them a conversation because that's how you shut the games down. You disappear, you block them, and you.
She's right, ladies. And there's actually a word for it called triangulation. Triangulation. Yeah. And it's when they'll do that just to go sow a seed somewhere else. And, that's how they have you being the side chick and you don't even realize it. Because you letting him come and go as he please. He might have a whole family on the other side of the state. Triangulation. You be the side chick and don't even realize it.
I hate to break it to you, but just because he keeps coming back, that does not mean he wants you. That doesn't even mean that he loves you. That doesn't even mean that you're his favorite. What I do know is if a man continues to show you that he does not want you and y'all go through this whole toxic situation of the back and forth, the reason why he keeps coming back is not because he's choosing to, it's because you always keep the door open. He as soon as he check back to see if you still stuck on stupid, you there you go opening the door with a big smile on your face. Ain't nothing changed. He's still gonna do you wrong. He's still gonna cheat on you. He's still gonna mentally sabotage you. And listen, when a man affects you emotionally and mentally, you know how hard it is to get out of that pit because you start believing the lies that he tells you. You start believing that he's the best that God has for you. You start believing that ain't nobody gonna love you like he do. And that's a lie.
He came back! Now what? Let's talk about it. A lot of us, myself included, swear we want this man to reach out to us. We go no contact, we block him on social media, he somehow finds our email and emails us and says, I made a big mistake, I'm so sorry, and I want to rekindle things. But let me ask you this. Are you okay with this man rejecting you twice? Because if nothing has changed since him rejecting you the first time until now, him reaching out, why do you expect the outcome to change the second time around? By giving this man a second chance, you are giving him a second chance to hurt you, a second chance to disrespect you, a second chance to say no to you, a second chance to choose another girl over you. Ask yourself, why is he even back? Why did he come back? I'll tell you why he's back. He's back because he failed to replace you. Do yourself a favor and say yes to you and no to that man.
He comes and goes. If he texts you every now and then, if he's there but you don't really understand what his intentions are, and every time you think that probably this time you'll never hear from him again, he pops up. What happens is that you stay busy with him because you're wondering what he really wants from you. But what you do is you've given your power to him because you're now waiting to see what he will do next. But all this time you don't realize that what he does or doesn't do doesn't matter. What really matters is how you see yourself. Because if you let a man treat you like that, that means that you don't respect yourself. Because this is unacceptable behavior. A man should either want to be with you and be clear about it, or shouldn't bother you. But men will always do what they want to do, so it's up to you to put a stop to this. And the best way to do this, to protect yourself and to show yourself some self-respect, is to just cut him off. Don't reply to his text messages and don't explain anything, because never forget, any reply you send to a man, negative or positive, is for him a sign that you are still there. Delete his number, forget he exists, because if you don't believe that you deserve something better, you won't be ready to recognize it when it comes into your life.
When he disappears at this point, just assume that he's not single. Like assume that he's married or he has a girlfriend because obviously he has a important life somewhere outside of you that you're not welcome to be a part of. So there's a reason for that. There's a reason. I say just leave it alone. And sometimes when men try to come back like that, they come back after they've messed up. Like after they have caught something, they be trying to give it to other people. They do that. Have y'all heard about what's happening in Houston? 42,000 people tested positive for STD last week. That's crazy. Like they will try to give it to you if they have something. Or even, they try to come be in a relationship with you because their baby mama kicked them out or they got somebody pregnant. Like honestly, just block him, sis. Just block him and get over it. If he says something like, "Oh, well, I was going to try to take you out here or I was going to buy you this or I was going to give you this amount of money," like that's a lie. That's how they try to start conversation. Do not fall for it. Don't act overly excited. Just block them. Thanks for watching this video. If you made it to the end, let me know down in the comments if it helped you, if you've experienced being ghosted and having them reappear yourself. And I will see you in the next video.